We are at the Harris Hospital Auxiliary, quote, department in the gift shop, something that's not new, but something that has been a new name added to that. And we have three lovely ladies that are going to talk a little bit with us today. And let me introduce those people to you. To my left is Marguerite Person. And to my right is Miss Vicki Smith, and to my back is Miss Betty Fisher. And these ladies are volunteers at Harris Hospital, and we're going to find out some information that you may or may not know about what's going on at Harris Hospital in Newport. And Miss Marguerite, tell us a little bit about the auxiliary, what the auxiliary is, and what you ladies do.
Well, the Harris Hospital has the pink ladies, we call them here, and we have 16 active pink ladies here, and we work all through the week. In the morning we are at the floor. We go to the patient, we see the patients, we bring them coffee and juice or whatever they need, and they love when we ask them for a book or for a puzzle book or something, and they just love us and tell all the good things about us. Then in the afternoon we do the gift shop, and we volunteer in here, and we belong to a big organization in the whole state. We are the Northeast, the Northeast District here.
Right.
And we had just had a meeting in Batesville. We do other things in the community. We raise money for this, but the gift shop is our biggest fundraiser.
Okay.
And we like people to come in and visit with us, and we love to volunteer to give back for all the blessings we had.
A volunteer organization, no doubt. And you ladies come and spend countless hours right here. And just let's talk a little bit about, do you guys, do y'all handle it yourself? Do you need more volunteers? And if you do, how would you volunteer to be a part of this great organization?
Well, all you would have to do, come to the senior circle here at Harris Hospital.
Okay.
And at the office they have the information. There is a few requirements that we
okay.
have.
Okay.
You have to complete a TB test, and they do a background screening and even a drug test, I think, before
right.
you can work here. But it's very simple to come and volunteer, and we put you to work here. Yes. We have a lot to do here.
I bet you do. I bet you do. And Miss Vicki, in the gift shop, and Marguerite mentioned about being a fundraiser. Let's talk a little bit about some of the things that we have in the gift shop and some of the things that we have for sale.
Okay, in the gift shop, we have just recently got these Tickle Pink. These bracelets are I have the Sugar Snap bracelet, and we have them that has the 5 like the one I have on, and like this one. We also have them, and these snaps come out. You can make it interchangeable and make it to whatever desire that you want.
Okay.
And then we also have them that has the one snap, and you can have this is a lanyard, and it has for the cancer on it, but you can change this and have it to any. We have initials, we have animals. We have all kinds of different snaps that will go on these that are very pretty. And this is also another style. We have also just recently started carrying the soup, Sweets of the South, and they're very good. We have potato soup and several different varieties of soups. We also have the Secrets of the South dip. We have BLTs, salsa, Mexican. We have several very, very good dips. We also have these Get Well bears and all kinds of stuffed animals. We have a large selection of jewelry, and just come and check us out to see what we have. And we also have some very nice gift baskets.
There's no doubt when you come into the gift shop, and the gift shop is kind of when you come into the main door, it's just to your left. You walk down the hallway, and it's just right off to the right. And we've had a gift shop for a long time. We have a new name. Tell us a little bit about the name and how we came up with the name.
Okay, our name is Tickle Pink, and we had a lot of people write down a name for it, and then through the name selections, it got voted and just narrowed down till it was unanimous that we selected the Tickle Pink, which we think represents all of us with our colors and with our cheerful attitudes.
So when you come to Harris Hospital and you're walking or you're visiting with your patients and you see somebody with one of these pink coats on, you should know that they're part of Tickle Pink and know that it is a volunteer organization. And folks, we ask you folks in the community, it's a tremendous organization. If you want to spend a few hours a day or many hours a day, depending on what you want to do, volunteering, and this is a tremendous organization. And we thank you ladies so very much for what you do. How long have you been volunteering?
I've just been here a little over a year.
Good.
But it is a wonderful organization. Everyone is nice and so helpful, and you get more out of it than the people that we help.
I bet you do. I bet you do.
Because it's a delight to give back.
Marguerite, how long have you been here?
I've been here 4 years now, and I already have 1,300 hours volunteer.
Is that right?
But I want to mention our president. Our president is Ann Miller.
Okay.
And she spent so much time here, and I know she has over 4,000 hours that she has volunteered here.
She's written them all down.
Yeah,
Is that right?
Yes.
Many hours. Well, it takes a lot. It takes a lot of hours. It takes a lot of work. And when you have a great organization like this, there's no doubt that the folks at Harris Hospital and our community are thankful that you guys can come and give your time. And I know you do it because you got big hearts. Thank you, Miss Betty.
You're welcome.
All right, we're at Harris Hospital, and anytime you want to come by the gift shop, please do so. And if you see these ladies out on the street, please tell them thank you for volunteering and thank them for what they do. Continuing on with our visit at Harris Hospital, our community hospital here in Newport, Arkansas, and it's always a great pleasure to get to visit with some of the folks and find out information about what's going on at Harris Hospital and why this hospital is your hospital of choice. And Perry Tidwell joins us once again. We've had Perry on the program before. Perry, tell us again what you do here. What do you do at Harris Hospital?
Okay. I am the director over our senior care services, which is adult, senior, mental health. Of course, we work with patients with dementia, Alzheimer's. Also work with patients who are just maybe depressed, having some issues going on with aging. Well, we're all aging. Sometimes that brings on some added issues. So we do a lot of grief support groups. We do a lot of work with depression, what causes depression, whether if it's chemical imbalance or is it just life in itself creating some issues. So we get a lot of referrals from the local nursing homes, doctor's offices of that sort. So again, we're just trying to help better our community, provide quality outcomes for the seniors in this area. Mainly 50 to 55 and older is what we see.
Tell me a little bit about what you guys do. Like if you get a recommendation from one of the nursing homes, and I know everybody is different, but what is something that you do for a patient? How does that work? If the nursing home calls you and say we've got a patient that we think might have some issues here, how do you go about establishing your program and doing what you do best?
Sure. One of the first things that we do is we'll do some lab works to look at is there something metabolically going on with them. Sometimes it's a physical problem. They have UTI, wrong medications, or maybe the medications aren't just working as they should. So the first thing we do is we're going to screen them to look at their labs. If everything seems to be within normal limits, the second thing we're going to start looking at is what's going on in their life. We're going to do a screening. There's different types of screenings we can do. See if they are depressed. Sometimes it's a mental status change. What is that causing that? Is it a life change? Is it loss of a job, loss of a loved one? There's just a number of things. So we have several different screenings that we're going to do to look at the overall picture of what's going on. And then from there, we'll get with our psychiatrist, Dr. Zerwinski, who has been with us 11 years now. Kind of share with him what's going on, and him and the treatment team will make a decision as to what fits that patient's need. We'll do a treatment team meeting. We'll come up with some treatment goals, and we start treating that patient based on what's going on with them. What are the behaviors? What are the symptoms? And then we will set up a program for them that, on the average, from 8 to 10 days is the length of stay here. Sometimes maybe they just need some outpatient counseling. What we do here at Senior Care, if we can manage them on an outpatient basis, sometimes it's 1 or 2 visits, we'll do that, or sometimes it's once a week, once a month. Even after discharge with the patient, we're going to follow them and make sure they continue to do well in the nursing home, or is it back home, wherever they're living at. We want to make sure that when they leave here, that they have a plan that works for them.
You know, you mentioned chemical imbalance, and I have a little history of talking about that or studying that, and I think sometimes we as a public, we really don't understand that a mental problem or a mental issue can be a physical problem.
Right.
And talk a little bit about that particular area in itself, because sometimes we get that it's real confusing to the general public.
It is. You know, sometime when we are physically drained, physically ill for a while, it really tears on us. Stress will induce physical problems.
Yes.
Counteract with each other. So a lot of folks get sick. They're sick for a length of time. Then before you know it, they're depressed. And what we try to share with them, the chemistry makeup within our brain, our serotonin levels, the different levels sometimes get low.
Right.
It's a chain reaction. We're depressed, then we have the physical problems. And you know, there used to be a stigma attached to depression, and
right.
folks say, well, I'm not crazy.
Absolutely.
And what we try to share with our own families, even if you're a diabetic, and if you can take insulin to make you feel better, stay alive, are you willing to do it?
Absolutely.
Same with hypertension. Are you willing to take medication?
Right.
Most of the time they say, sure. Well, it's no different within our brain. It's,
right.
you know, the medication to help us feel better, to
Sure.
get our vitamins working, get our juices flowing, so to speak. We just feel better. So we're really trying to educate our families, the community. If we can do better, feel better, why not do that and make ourselves better?
So is this a case of a referral only, or I mean, if somebody's having some problems, obviously they need to go to a primary care physician, and then they kind of get sent over to you guys through a recommendation or referral?
Sure, most physicians in town refer to us, or you know, if they don't have a family physician, they can call us direct, and we can kind of share with them the steps to take, and we can help them.
Well, that's what you're here for, to try
Sure.
to help those people who have issues, and at senior care, I know
Sure.
this is near and dear to your heart. You
Sure.
work hard at it, and as Harris Hospital does, and it's another
Right.
phase of what we do well at our hometown hospital.
Exactly. We want to be here for the community.
Perry, good to see you, my friend.
Thank
That's
you.
good
Good to see
stuff. It's real good stuff when
Appreciate
you talk about when you talk about mental illness. And again, you know, a lot of us are ignorant of really what mental illness is and how we go about attacking that. And you talk about attacking it from a physical standpoint.
Sure.
But we appreciate you taking time to visit
Thank
with
you.
us. Perry
Appreciate
Chitwell
that.
at Senior Care,
Thank
Harris
you.
Hospital in Newport.